श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Okay. Usha ji, go ahead and unmute yourself. We'll chant from number 36. अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः
सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः
सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः
सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव
सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव
वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि
वृजिनं सान्तरिष्यसि
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः
यथैतांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः
भस्मसात् कुरुते अर्जुन
भस्मसात् कुरुते अर्जुन
ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि
ज्ञानानि सर्वकर्माणि
भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा
भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा
न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशम्
न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं
पवित्रमिह विद्यते
पवित्रमिह विद्यते
तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः
तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः
कालेनात्मनि विन्दति
कालेनात्मनि विन्दति
श्रद्धावान् लभते ज्ञानम्
श्रद्धावान् लभते ज्ञानम्
तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः
तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः
ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम्
ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम्
अचिरेणाधिगच्छति
अचिरेणाधिगच्छति
अज्ञश्चाश्रद्धधानश्च
अज्ञश्चाश्रद्धदानश्च
संशयात्मा विनश्यति
संशयात्मा विनश्यति
नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परः
नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परः
न सुखं संशयात्मनः
न सुखं संशयात्मनः.
Today we will do next one, 41. Yoga sanyasta karmanam
योगसन्न्यस्तकर्माणं
jnana sanchinna samshayam
ज्ञानसञ्चिन्नसंशयम्
atmavantam na karmani
आत्मवन्तं न कर्माणि
nibadhnanti dhananjaya.
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय.
Once again, yoga sanyasta karmanam
योगसन्न्यस्तकर्माणं
jnana sanchinna samshayam
ज्ञानसञ्चिन्नसंशयम्
atmavantam na karmani
आत्मवन्तं न कर्माणि
nibadhnanti dhananjaya.
निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय.
So starting from verse number 35, Krishna is telling what is the benefit of gaining this knowledge. Okay, what is that knowledge he told earlier? Now what is the benefit of this Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya? So what is Jnana Phalam? In other words, he's talking. So he said several things. 38, he said, Nahi Jnanena Sadrisham Pavitram Vidyate Kalena Atmani Vindati. Okay, one gains that knowledge in time, and then Shraddha is needed. Verse number 39, Shraddha, commitment, and mastery of one's mind and senses, sanyatendriya, and then those are the qualifications mentioned there. And then 40, we looked at verse number 40 last class. So we talked about this ajnaha, one who is ignorant, and ashraddha danaha, one who does not have shraddha in the Vedas, in the Shastram. Only a person who does not have shraddha in the Shastram can say, I don't believe in karma, I don't believe in punarjanma, I don't believe in Atma, I don't believe in Atma being whole and complete. All these statements can be made only by somebody who does not have shraddha. Shraddha is there means I will take it as true. That is given. And then of course it is a responsibility of the Shastram to prove things that can be proven. Okay, cannot prove that there is a Swarga. Shastra cannot prove A, B, C, therefore D. Cannot say that. Okay, there are certain things that cannot be proved. Please understand this. That's why people, when they say Vedas are scientific and all that, they don't understand what they are talking. Vedas are scientific is a wrong statement. How can you prove Swarga exists, Vaikuntha exists? Please come on. Tell me somebody, somewhere, some YouTube video, somewhere it must be there. How do they prove that heaven exists? Not possible. Hey, Swarga, this world exists. Okay. Like this, there are so many other words. The universe is a, go and look up Google perspective. And if you look at that video, Google perspective video, it's just amazing. You are, the whole solar system is a small speck. Within that, the earth is an even smaller speck. And then within there, I'm sitting in this one little country, in that country, in a little state, in a little state, in a little city, in a little city, in a little house, in a little house, in a small room, in a small room, in a small place. Okay. And so therefore there can be so many things out there and we can't assume, so therefore we say yeah, Swarga also exists. And so that Ajnaha and then Ashraddhadanaha, we saw that. And Shankara said among these two there is one more guy called Samshayatma. And we saw why this Samshayatma is a, Shankara uses a very harsh word. He says papishtaha. He's a papi, that's what he says. And one who doesn't have Shraddha will eventually pick up Shraddha. One who is ignorant with Shraddha will take him towards the Shastram, and then he will gain whatever needs to be understood. But Samshayatma, so this Mr. Doubt, Mr. Doubter, okay, and that fellow Vinashyati, Papishtaha Vinashyati. We saw all this last time. Now, Yoga Sanyasta Karmanam. Now, what he's going to say is, he's going to say three more things. He's going to say similar, related three things. He's going to say Yoga Sanyasta Karma is one thing, then Jnana Samchinna Samshaya is another, and third one is Atmavantam, namely Atmavan. He's giving those three people, these three kinds of people who have these three qualifications. For them, karmani na nibadnanti. Karma does not stick to them. Karma does not bind them. Like that, he's going to say. Okay. So he's saying, Hey Dhananjaya. Okay. The last word in the shloka is an address. So, and even in other languages, address can come anywhere, you know. So he keeps saying, and then saying, Hey Vijay. Like that, we can say at the end, we can say. In a conversation, at least it can work. I don't know grammatically whether the English allows that or not. I'm not sure. We have to ask some of our literature experts. But in conversations, it works very well. And so, Dhananjaya, Sarvan Dhanan Jitaha Yena Saha Dhananjaya means one who has gained so much wealth. Wealth means what? Whatever kingdoms he has gained, and he has gained whatever gold and cavalry those days, whatever is there, all that has been gained, and also titles, power, everything. Some people give up their wealth in order for title. Title is more important than wealth, and so title is very important, name and fame. So that person is called a Dhananjaya, and he's addressing that. You know, you are somebody who's gotten all kinds of wealth. Now you better start thinking about another wealth called Atma. Atma Jnanam, that wealth is also remaining. Don't forget that. Okay, Dhananjaya, look at that. Okay, and so yoga sannyasta karma. That person, there is a person whose name is Yoga Sannyasta Karma. It does not refer to karma. Okay, it does not refer to sannyasa. It does not refer to yoga. It refers to a person who has some qualification. What is that qualification? Okay, one who has given up karmas, given up sanyastaha. One who has given up. Sannyasa means what? Giving up, tyaga. One who has done tyaga of all karmas. Okay, and how do you do tyaga of all karmas? Can you just sit quietly and do nothing? Well, nahi kaschit kshanamapi, Krishna has said, not even for a second one can sit without doing any action. So therefore, that is not the way to give up karma. Well, there is only one way to give up all karma. That is jnanena, by knowledge. One who has given up sanyastaha, all karma, sarva karmani, by jnanam, jnanena. Okay, some of the Sanskrit students should be able to appreciate these words, right? So, jnanena sanyastaha, sanyastani karmani yena, the one by whom all karmas are given up by knowledge. That is a word, very powerful, very pregnant word there with a lot of meaning. And so let's look at that. So yoga, I'm sorry, yoga sannyasta karma, I said jnana sannyasta, yoga, yoga sannyasta. So yogena sannyastah karmani yena saha. Okay, so here yoga, yoga means what? So yoga here means karma yogena. Okay, jnana yoga. Okay, karma yoga initially, then following that jnana yoga. Karma yoga prepares my mind, makes it ready for knowledge, and that pursuit of knowledge is called jnana yoga, which culminates in gaining of knowledge. And therefore here yoga means jnana yoga, yoga of knowledge, and this atma vidya. So only that can remove all karma. Karmas are removed when karta is removed. When the owner is not there, then the wealth goes away. It can be given to anybody who wants it. And so that person is a jnani. And this yoga sannista karma is a jnani. And we already saw in 18th verse of this chapter, 418. If you have the book handy, you can look up 418. Karmanya karma yah pashyet akarmani cha karma yaha saha buddhiman. Sa buddhiman manushyeshu sayuktah kritsna karma krit. That's what was said. And so manusheshu saha buddhiman, that person is a buddhiman, buddhimati. This is where buddhi comes. And so that person is a yoga sannyasta karma here. And karma can be given up in another way. In our culture there is another beautiful tradition where karma is given up externally. All karmas are given up, and that is by taking sannyasa. Literally, the minute you give up, go from grahastha to sannyasa, the Vedas comes and says, you now are not, you're giving up all karma, you're not even qualified to do karma. Like that it says. So sannyasa just has nothing to do basically. And nothing to do except to pursue the study of the Vedas. So Vividisha sannyasa, we saw all that long time ago. And so that is the other type of giving up karma. But here that is not being referred to. Here knowledge is referred to. Because that sannyasa may or may not accompany knowledge. Somebody can take to sannyasa with an intention to study and gain knowledge. But here, gaining of knowledge is what is talked about. Whether a person is a grahastha or a sannyasi or a brahmachari, it doesn't matter. Okay. So jnani, yoga sannyasta karma means jnani in short. Okay, next word he uses is jnana sanchinna samshaya. Okay. Samshaya. Samshaya. One who is free from doubt. So my doubt is, what is the meaning of the word samshaya? And the meaning of the word samshaya is doubt. So my doubts get clarified when I know the meaning of the word samshaya, which means doubt. Okay. So doubt. Jnanena samchinnaha. Samchinnaha, eliminated, demolished, destroyed, removed. By knowledge, all doubts are removed. All doubts are removed. What kind of doubts can be there? Well, this is new for us. This Vedanta is new. We've been studying for a year now, year and a half, and so slowly we've learnt a lot. But a lot of doubts started getting cleared. What is Atma? Doubt. What is Anatma? Doubt. Is there a connection between Atma and Anatma? Doubt. What is the meaning of all pervasiveness of Atma? Doubt. What is the relation between Atma and Brahma? Doubt. What is Brahma? Doubt. Where is Ishvara? Doubt. What is the connection between me and Ishvara? Doubt. Ishvara wahan hai ya yahan hai? Doubt. Look at how many doubts are there. Correct? These are all doubts. Somebody suddenly wakes you up and then asks you all these questions. What will you say? Wait. Come tomorrow. We'll think about it. So everything is a doubt. So Nachiketa asks Yama, Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushya. So among the people, there is a doubt. Vichikitsa asti, there is a doubt. Vichikitsa means doubt, samshaya. And they say after, some people say after death nothing exists, jiva does not exist, and permanent death. Some people say no, there is no permanent death, jiva has life after this death also, some people say. Now you are the right guy to answer that question, because you are Lord Yama. Who else can answer this question but you? I've come to the right place. I'm not going to leave you. This is what Ajiketa says, the boy. And so you are the perfect person to clear my doubt. So that person who has cleared the doubt is called Jnana Samchinna Samshaya. Okay. And so as I said earlier, there are some things which you have to believe. Even karma, you have to believe. Karma cannot be proved. Correct? See, you cannot prove that there is punyam and papam. You cannot prove, because in order for you to prove punyam and papam, you take some data points, do the experiment here. All the stuff I did, you make a list of things I did. Then I will die. After dying, I'll have to, next life, I have to carry my notes with me from this life. And then in the next life, wherever I am, I don't know. And then I have to do another experiment and then look at the results and then compare the karma actions with the results and then correlates. Karma is proved. Unfortunately, this can't happen. Correct? So karma cannot be proved. Therefore, this Veda is not scientific. Please understand. Veda is not scientific does not mean Veda is unscientific. Veda is not scientific means you cannot use data points to prove whatever is there said in the Vedas. Certain things can be proved. And one of those things that can be proved is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma Aham Brahmasmi. The main equation, which is what makes a difference in my life, can be proved. And so there is no question of belief when it comes to that statement. And so that is why Krishna can confidently say, Jnana Samchinna Samshaya. A doubt can be removed only when you can use logic and prove exactly what is what. And that is when you can say, my doubt is cleared. You can't say, my doubt about heaven is cleared. Really, you can't say, because what doubt can you have about heaven? You can ask, this Bluetooth, can I have Bluetooth in the heaven or what? That you can ask. But who can answer that question? Because now I can't live without Bluetooth. Everybody is walking around with a Bluetooth. And the problem with that is you call them, they can't hear you. They can only hear the phone, but they can't hear the people around them. This is the problem. Hey, I'm calling you, listen to me, And, oh, did you call me? Yes, I called you. I've been calling you for the last 5 minutes. Okay. And a couple of times this happened to me. That's how I know. My mother called me. And I didn't realize it because this thing, ears were closed. And so this is a matter which is not to be believed, matter to be understood. And when something can be understood, then all the samshayas can be chinna, sanchinna, eliminated completely. That possibility exists very much. And that's why this study is most sacred. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. We saw that just recently. Okay. And why is that? How can I know this? Well, because I exist. I exist. Nobody has to prove to you that you exist. If you call somebody up and says, prove to me that I exist, then what will that poor fellow do? He's a good friend, he'll be worried about you. What happened? What happened? Just today morning also you were okay. What happened? Did you attend a Gita class or what? And I told you not to attend Gita classes. And so that's what he will say. So I exist is very clear. Therefore, hold on to that I. What is that I? That's where the confusion is. But I exist. There's no doubt about that. And in order to know that I exist, I don't need any pramanam. I don't need to use my eyes to figure out, wait a minute, am I existing or not? You don't need to use pramanam. Let me hear the I. Am I? No, you don't need to do nothing. No pramanam is needed to know that I exist. I exist. Correct? That is why self-evident, swaprakashaha, atma. That's it. That one data point is enough to take you all the way through. Entire Vedanta is validated because of Atma being self-evident. Okay. What is that self-evident I? That is where the confusion is. And so that is where the study makes complete sense. Okay. Therefore, jnana samchinna samshayaha. That person who has understood the nature of I as Avinashi, as Purna, as Sachidananda Atma, etc. That person is a jnana samchinna samshayaha, whose doubts about Atma is cleared. And then he's using a third word. It's called Atmavantam. Atmavanta. You have to convert this word slightly. Okay. So Sanskrit students, it's a little easy for you. So Bhagavan, Prathama Vibhakti, Bhagavan, Bhagavantau, Bhagavantah. Correct? Bhagavan, Bhagavan, God, Ishvara, Bhagavantau, two gods. Bhagavantah, many gods. Correct? Then, second case, when Bhagavan is an object, what do? Bhagavantam, Bhagavantau, Bhagavatah. Correct? So that second case, when Bhagavan is an object, that word becomes Bhagavantam. Correct? Bhagavantam. Because he's saying what? The karmani na nibadnanti. Second line, karmani na nibadnanti. Karma does not bind. Whom? Atmavantam. Karmani na nibadnanti. So object, correct? Object of that karma. Therefore, Atmavan, Atmavantau, Atmavantah, Atmavantam, Atmavantau, Atmavatah. So Atmavantam means referring to Atmavan. 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 So what is the meaning of Atmavan? Balavan, one who has Bala. Gunavan, one who has Guna. Bhagavan, one who has Bhaga. Atmavan, one who has Atma. Correct. Obviously. One who has Atma. One who has Atma means what? How, other people who don't have Atma or what? No, not like that. Therefore, here Atma cannot mean Sachidananda Atma. Okay. So Atma, here it means the body, mind, sense, this whole structure, this framework, this whole system that is given to me, that is called, referred to as Atma. Okay, that also everybody has, every human being has a body, has a mind, has senses, everything. So what is this Atmavan? Well, we saw earlier, Indriyasyarthe ragadvesho vyavasthito tayor navashama gachet. A, are you the master of your body, mind, sense complex, or are the sense organs taking you for a ride? This is the question, correct? Sense organs taking me for a ride, or am I the master? I decide where the sense organs go. என்ன சொல்றது? கண் போல போக்கிலே கால் போகலாமா? How many of you have heard this? கண் போல போக்கிலே கால் போகலாமா, கால் போல போக்கிலே மனம் போகலாமா, மனம் போல போக்கிலே மனிதன் போகலாமா, மனிதன் போற போக்கிலே மறந்து போகலாமா. Like that it comes. Okay. Now, this is a Tamil song. Long ago I had heard this. So, kan pola pokile kal pogalama. Hey, the eyes are going somewhere. Should the legs follow where the eyes go? He's asking the question. Should the legs follow where the eyes go? And then, should the mind follow wherever the legs goes? And should the person follow wherever the mind goes or wants to go? That is what he's asking. And or the mind decides. Buddhi decides where to go, what to do, when to do, what to eat, etc. And the mind follows, and then the legs follow, and the eyes follow. In senses follow. Who is leading my life? Okay. Am I we all say I'm leading a life, good life. Okay. Well, so we have to check ourselves out. And so who is leading our life? So that Atmavan is one who is in control of one's senses, one's mind, one's body. Everything is fine and all, there are no fancies. And I'm clear about what's what. And so I am not a victim of my likes and dislikes, using the language of Krishna. Likes and dislikes, Raga Dvesha. We'll come back to Raga Dvesha all the time. So I have Raga Dveshas, but I decide which Raga and Dvesha I will pursue. They will not decide what I pursue. Correct? That person, that mature person is called an Atmavan. One who has the body, mind, sense, and complex in one's hands. That is the meaning of Atmavan now. Correct? Atmavan. So, and in verse number 39, Shraddhavan labate jnanam tatpara samyatendriyaha. And then tatpara samyatendriyaha. 39. Jnanam labdhva param shantim achirenadi Sanyatendriyaha, same word, Atmavan, Sanyatendriyaha. So one whose sense organs are mastered, that same word is being said differently by Krishna, Atmavan. And Bhagavan Bhashikara, Shankaracharya says, and gives another word. He says, Apramattaha. He says Apramattaha. Apramattaha means what? Pramattaha means indifference. Indifference, non-caring, not caring, means indifferent to things, not alert. That is called pramatta. Not alert, not caring about what you say, when you say, not caring about what you do, when you do. All these things is called pramatta. And apramatta means alert. Alert doesn't mean standing in attention. Alert means you're relaxed and you're still alert. Correct? That person, Atmavan, look at that. And I know what I should eat, when I should eat, and whatever I get, I'm happy with, and I'm not going to overdo anything, and I won't underdo also, because everything is important. Balance is critical. So all that person is an Atmavan, Apramattaha, Shankara says, and he also says, Shankara says, Guna Cheshta Rupena Drishtani Karmani. That karma, he's going to say karmani na nibadnanti. For such a person who is a yoga sanyasta karma, who is a jnana samchinna samshayaha, who is an atmavan, three words used. For that person, karmas do not bind. Karmani na nibadnanti. That's what he say. Okay. And so it's very clear here that a person who has the knowledge of Atma continues to do, continues to be active. There is no rule that says once you have this Brahma Vidya, then suddenly activity stops. We saw that is not there at all. So karmas are done, but no longer karma binds. So it is like cutting that jackfruit. If you if you don't know how to cut a jackfruit, don't cut a jackfruit. That is advice we have for all of you. If you don't know, if you don't know what a jackfruit is, that's fine. Ignorance is bliss. Okay, but if you know what a jackfruit is, and if you feel like cutting it, you need help to cut it, because these are all pretty big. It's a big fruit, and you need a long knife and all that. You can't use your your blade and then cut jackfruit. It won't work. And so there also you got to have a good supply of oil in a small katori, and then only start cutting the jackfruit. So if you don't do that, karma binds you, like the jackfruit just sticks to you, completely stuck. You can't do anything. Like this, karma binds us every time we are in our life. Karma binds, karma binds, karma binds. So I should start doing karma, it won't bind. No, you can't start doing karma. The activity is our nature. We do karma. Okay. So therefore, then you apply this oil, and like that, karma yoga buddhya, antakarana shuddhi, praptihi, then antakarana shuddhya, jnana praptihi, then that knowledge, with that knowledge, I can continue to do karma, but that karma will not stick to me. Correct? Will not stick to me. That is the meaning of not binding. And past karma all gone because karta is gone, and therefore that person na karmani na nibadhananti. And Shankara says guna cheshta rupena drishta. Means Shankara is saying, hey, remember we said in 28, verse number 28, what did we say? Uh, no, verse number third chapter 28. Okay, you should go to third chapter. Tattvavittu Mahabaho, if you have the book with you, Tattvavittu Mahabaho, Guna Karma Vibhagayoho, Guna Guneshu Vartante, Iti Matva na Sajjate, na Sajjate, won't stick, sticking, Sajjanam, it won't stick. What won't stick? Uh, this karma will not stick. Guna Guneshu Vartante. That person knows, hey, the job of the sense organs is to interact with everything that is there in the world. Their job is to bring data into the mind. Let them do whatever they have to do. Who am I? Well, I'm using them. So I'm never going to be bound by them. And my karmendriyas are there, my hands, legs, and all those things are there. I will use them in an appropriate manner. Na sajjate. Okay. The same thing here also. Karmani na nibadhananti. And by knowing that I am akarta, karma cannot touch me. So that is the message here in this shloka. And we've seen that in verse number 14 of this chapter. Let's look up that verse number 14. So, namam karmani limpanti, if you are looking at the shloka, name karma phale spriha, Krishna says, correct? Karma doesn't touch me. Neither do I crave to do anything. And that's of no use to me, because Krishna is saying that karma does not touch me. Okay, you are great, you are a mahan, you are a jnani, you are God. That's why karma doesn't touch you. What about me? I am worried about me. You tell me something about me. Then he says, iti mam yo abhijanati, like this, the one who knows me in reality, karma bihi na sabadhyate, karma does not bind that person also. One who knows my reality will end up knowing your reality, and such a person karma does not bind. That is number 14. Then number 20 again we have tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayah karmani abhipravrittah api naiva kinchit karoti saha. Karmani abhipravrittah api, that person, even though very active externally, he or she is very active. Karmani abhipravrittah, very active. Still what? Naiva kinchit karoti saha, that person does not do anything. Does not do anything. Actions happen, but I am an akarta, therefore I don't do anything, therefore nothing can touch me, no result can touch me. So it's a grand vision here. And also 21 also we have something similar. And shariram kevalam karma kurvan apnoti kilbisham. So similar, we have seen these things before, it's not new for us. So let's go back to this shloka and translate it. Number 41. Hey Dhananjaya, Arjuna, the last word, Dhananjaya. Actions do not bind the one. Actions do not bind the one. Karmani na nibadhananti. Actions do not bind the one who has renounced action through yoga. The one who has renounced action through yoga. Yoga sanyasta karmanam. Through yoga. And within bracket, jnana yoga. Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, comma, whose doubts have been completely eliminated by knowledge. Jnana Sanchinna Samshayam, whose doubts have been completely eliminated by knowledge. Within brackets, and the one who is together. Swamiji uses the word together. One who is together. One who is together means what? We can be together, as a group, we can be together. But you can't be together with yourself. What is the meaning of being together with yourself? They use the word scatter brain. Have you heard of the word scatter brain? Yeah, scatter brain. Scatter brain. Scatter brain. So, some of you may have the experience. You're talking to the person, and then he is talking about something else. Then you try to go with that discussion, and then he jumped off to some other topic. Person is not even listening to you, and you are carefully, of course, listening and responding, but he is not even listening to that. He is not even listening to the answer that you gave of the question that he asked. Okay, and the mind is just racing. So one who's together means what? One whose parts are all together and mind and senses are all together. One who is a master of oneself. That is the meaning of that. So, hey Dhananjaya, Arjuna, actions do not bind the one who has renounced action through yoga, comma, whose doubts have been completely eliminated by knowledge, and the one who is together, who is a master of oneself, who is in control of oneself, so to speak. Okay, let's do the next one. Number 42. Okay. Who would be next? Dr. Manjula Shivashankar. If you can unmute yourself. Tasmadajnanasambhutam
तस्माज्ञानसम्भूतम्
हृत्स्थं
हृत्स्थं
ज्ञानासिनात्मनः
ज्ञानासिनात्मनः
छित्त्वैनं
चित्वैनं
संशयं योगम्
संशयं योगम्
आतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ
आतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ
भारत
भारत
तस्मादज्ञानसम्भूतम्
तस्मादज्ञानसम्भूतम्
हृत्स्थं ज्ञानासिनात्मनः
हृत्स्थं
ज्ञानासिनात्मनः
ज्ञानासिनात्मनः
छित्त्वैनं संशयं योगम्
चित्वैनं संशयं योगम्
आतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत
आतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत.
Yeah. So, conclusion. This must be the last shloka because he's saying tasmat. So 42. Yeah, exactly. Tasmat. Therefore. That means therefore means there is a conclusion Krishna is making here. And he's telling Arjuna, do what is to be done. Get up, uttishta, and then with the proper attitude, the attitude of karma yoga, do what is to be done. That is the final advice, a direct advice Krishna is giving after all this talk about knowledge and karma and kartrutvam, etc., etc. Okay. So again here, Tasmat, therefore, yogam atishta. Second line in the middle, yogam is there. Atishta, uttishta. Okay, there are three words there. Atishta, yogam, atishta, uttishta. Okay, that is the way to split that. And before that, chitva enam. Chitva enam. And first word, I'm just going from back to the front, I suppose. Let me continue that direction. Last word of the first line. Jnanasinatmanaha. Jnanasina atmanaha. Two words there. Jnanasina atmanaha. And then first one is tasmat ajnana sambhutam. That is how we are going to split it. Okay. Yogam atishta. Atishta. Take to yoga. Take to karma yoga. And let karma yoga define your life. Tasma. Therefore, let being governed by karma yoga, by the attitude of karma yoga, uttishta, get up. Uttishta, get up. Get up. Because Arjuna must be sitting. We have to imagine now, he is just sitting. And he's maybe sitting or standing up, whatever. Uttishta means get up and do what is to be done. Enough of this. That is the meaning. Enough of the confusion that you are in right now. You are a king. You are supposed to, battlefield, get up and do with the attitude of karma yoga. So there, that yogam refers to karma yogam atishta. Okay. Okay. So karma yogam. Why? Because Arjuna needs karma yoga. He wants to go to Rishikesh and get into this study of Shastram. Excellent desire to have study of Shastram. But later on, Krishna is going to say, without karma yoga, if you study this Shastram, then you will end up into trouble. Sannyasam dukkham aptum ayogataha is going to say that later. Sannyasa is a recipe for sorrow. He's going to say that. Some people say that in class. In the Tattvabodha class, somebody asked a question. Why not just give up everything and then, this is so nice, I also want to go to the ashram. You can go to the ashram, no problem. Within 3 days, you will come back home. That is one good thing. Because there is no TV, there is no phone call. The food is all bland. They will give you roti and then dal and then roti and dal and roti and dal. And then you will say, I had a great time in the ashram. Time to go home. Okay. So this is what will happen. But if you take sannyasa, you can't go home. Why? Because sannyasa is there. And so sannyasi has no, what do you call it? Plan 2, plan B, No plan B for a sannyasi. For everybody else, there is a plan B. But sannyasi has no plan B. Therefore, Arjuna, Uttishta, take to the attitude, take to karma yoga and do what is to be done. And antakarana shuddhi you will get in time. Kalena atmani vindati. And here, see, he is referring to enam samshayam. Chitva. Chitva means just cutting off this samshaya, this doubt, just destroying, eliminating, pulverizing, demolishing. Demolishing what? Enam samshayam. This doubt, samshaya. So look at the word samshaya. So here samshaya is an important word. And we saw samshayam in a few shlokas before. In number 40 also we saw it. If you look up 40, what does it say? Ajñascha ashraddha danascha samshayatma vinashyati. We saw that, correct? Samshayatma, the one who is a permanent doubter. That person is a samshayatma. Again in the same shloka, nayam lokosti na paraha na sukham samshayatmana. For that samshayatma, there is no sukham at all. There is no happiness at all. That there samshaya was mentioned. And then again 41, look at that. Yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana samchinna samshaya. Again, there also, samshaya is mentioned, this doubt. So here, obviously, doubt about the self, doubt about the world, doubt. We have all kinds of doubt. We can have doubts about many, many things. There are a lot of things we don't know. A lot of things we don't know. We have to learn along the way. We learn. And thanks to this pandemic, many people have become good yoga. They've become very good in yoga and pranayama, and they have now become teachers of yoga and pranayama also within just a short span of 6 months. And so it's a boon for some people. And because they had nothing to do, they joined one course and suddenly they loved it, and then they became teachers. So doubt, and then doubt gets clarified, and then like this we keep living our life. But then they say midlife crisis, right? Midlife. I don't know why they call it midlife crisis. And I suppose now after marriage, everything after work, everything is kind of okay. But then suddenly something is not okay. Some people feel as though something is not okay, and there is a crisis. They call it. So, so midlife samshayaha. Maybe we should call it samshayaha. So doubt. Suddenly a doubt strikes. My God, what is this thing, sir? I thought everything was okay, and this and that. Constantly there is some problem or the other. Am I doing the right thing? Are my children in the right track? What is it? There are each one is going in their own whatever they see. They say they know everything, and there are all kinds of doubts about children. There is doubt. Parents, there is doubt. Spouse also sometimes there is doubt, and so these doubts all add up, I suppose, and then they call it midlife crisis. I don't know, and so doubt. So Krishna is saying the mother of all doubts, this Atma Ajnanam, that is the Samshaya, and Atma Anatma Aviveka is there. There's no clarity about who am I. There was a WhatsApp message recently. Oh boy, look at this. Kalidasa was walking and he entered a village. Okay. And then he was thirsty. And there was a lady who was pulling water from a well. Okay. She said, Bhagini, I want some water. And she said, sure, I'll give you water. And then she asked him, okay, by the way, who are you? Kalidasa, he didn't want to say, I am the greatest poet, Kalidasa, and all, you don't know me. Or I like that. He's very hard. He said, no, I'm just a traveler. And the lady said, there are only two travelers in this world. One is the sun, the other is the moon. Okay? Like that, he said. Kalidasa says, oh, okay. I'm a guest. I'm a guest. Then she says, there are only two guests in this world. One is youth, another is wealth. Guest means what? Somebody who comes and then goes. Youth comes, goes. Wealth comes, goes. There are only two guests in this world. This WhatsApp message just 2 days ago, I got it. That's why it's fresh in my mind. Then Kalidasa says, oh, and okay, I'm a tolerant person. And so then the lady says, there are only two tolerant things in this world. One is Earth, Mother Earth. She tolerates whatever you do. You step on her, she doesn't say anything. Another tolerant thing is the tree. The tree provides you shade, everything. You lean on it, you kick it, you cut it, doesn't say anything. So these are the only two tolerant things in this world. What are you talking? By then, Kalidasa is getting a bit frustrated and angry also. And she says, he says, I am, what is it? I'm intolerant, something like that. He says, I am I'm not finding the right word. I am incorrigible, something like that, he says. And the lady says, there are only two incorrigible things in this world. One is your nail. Your nail, you keep cutting it, it still keeps on growing. You keep cutting, keeps on growing. And the other thing is your hair. You cut the hair, shave it, whatever you do, Still keeps on growing. These are the only two things that are incorrigible. Okay. Then Kalidasa knew this is some test that is going on. And so he does namaskara, it seems. And then wakes up, looks up, and then there is Saraswati Devi standing right in front of him. And Saraswati Devi says, you can do whatever you want. You can write poetry, you can write stories, everything. You know a lot of things, but you have to know who you are. That is the most important thing. That is a message Kalidasa gets from Saraswati. So I like that message yesterday. And so that is a mother of all doubts. Who am I? That is the question here. And so that samshayam, enam samshayan. Enam means this samshaya. This means the fact that Krishna is using the word this means he has already referred to it before. And that samshaya that I've talked about before, that this samshaya, chitva, having eliminated, yogam athishta. Okay. And okay, so where is this doubt? This doubt is in you only. It can't be in somebody else. Somebody else's doubt they have to worry about, but the doubt that is there in you, you have to worry about. And I can help you, I can teach you, I can tell you so many things, but it's your responsibility to be clear about things in life. And therefore, hrutstham, that doubt which is there in your heart, means in your mind. So the Shastram uses the word heart sometimes to refer to the mind. And so that that samshayam, which is hrutstham, which is there in your heart. Okay. And then what? Then ajnana sambhutam. What kind of doubt is it? It is a doubt that comes from ignorance. It's very true. And ignorant, only if we are ignorant, we can have doubts. And so, tasmad ajnana sambhutam. And then, jnanasina atmanaha samshayam. The last word, atmanah. Atmanah. Atmanah means atmanaha samshayam. Atma's doubt. Atmanaha is sixth case. Okay. Atma's doubt. Correct? Correct? Like Ramasya Pustakam. Rama's book. Correct? Ramasya Pustakam. Sashti. Atmanaha here is Sashti. So, Atma's doubt. Well, Atma's doubt is a bit weird. How can Atma have a doubt? You can't put Sashti to Atma. And so, who else? Is it your doubt? No, that also it can't be. Suppose somebody says, okay, the book of Rama. Rama's book means what? The book of Rama, correct? That is the other way of saying book of Rama. Book that belongs to Rama, book of Rama. Suppose somebody says, knowledge of biology. Knowledge of biology means what? The knowledge that belongs to biology. Biology has a thing called knowledge. Is that what it is? Like the book that belongs to Rama? Is that what it is? So, book of Rama is not the same as knowledge of biology. Knowledge of biology means knowledge whose topic is biology. Knowledge of the subject of biology. That is the meaning of knowledge of biology. Same thing here also. Atmanaha samshayam. Doubt of Atma. Doubt about the topic of Atma. Atma vishaye samshayaha. Correct? So Atmanaha samshayaha means doubt about the nature of Atma. Doubt about Atma. Atmanaha samshayam chitva. That we've seen, eliminating, having eliminated. By what? How can this doubt be removed? That also Krishna is saying very clear. And because ajnana sambhutam, because it is born of ajnanam, there is only one way to remove it, and that is by jnana. Jnana asina. Asi means a sword, a knife, a sword. Asi. So by the sword of knowledge alone, you can cut this ignorance, cut this samshaya, cut this doubt about Atma, ignorance about Atma. Jnana asina atmanaha samshayam chitva. That is the way to understand this. And That is the way to do it, because it is a prime ignorance. That is the original ignorance. We don't call it original sin. It's the Mula Vidya. Mula Vidya. It is the main cause for samsara. And that is why earlier he said that samshaya, Krishna uses, right? In number 40, what did he say? That samshayatma na ayam lokaha asti. This world is not there. Neither another world is there. Na paraha. Correct? Na paraha. This world is not there means what? As long as doubts are there, I cannot really enjoy what's available to me. Really, I can't enjoy. I can survive, like they say. Some advertisement I saw. We don't just survive, we succeed. Like that day. One tagline I saw somewhere. I forget where it was. And so, we have to ask ourselves, are we surviving or are we leading a normal life, a happy life? That question is always there. It strikes us. What is this? Day after day, something is happening and looks like I'm just pulled from one side to the other side. And so, na ayam lokaha asti, na paraha, for that samshayatma. Therefore, this doubt, yenam, atmanaha samshayam chitva. That is what Krishna is saying here. And yogam atishta uttishta. So we'll translate the shloka. So this is the summary, last shloka of this chapter, where Krishna is saying, therefore, tasmat, you have understood now that this atma anatma aviveka is a big problem, and you have not understood yourself. Even though you are a dharmic person, I know that. Still, you are trying to run away from duty because you are still confused. And therefore, uttishta, get up and take to karma yoga. That is the message here. And let's see here. Therefore, comma, tasmat. Therefore, Bharata, O Arjuna, hey Arjuna, Bharata Vamsha Kulodbhava, slaying with the sword of knowledge, Jnanasina Chitva, slaying with the sword of knowledge. Slaying means cutting, killing, removing, eliminating. This doubt about the self. Enam atmanaha samshayam. This doubt about the self, comma, which is born of ignorance, ajnana sambhutam, which is born of ignorance, comma, which is rooted in the mind, hritstham, hride tishtati iti hritsthah, hritstham, which is rooted in the mind, comma, get up and take to yoga, within brackets karma yoga. Get up, within brackets, and take to yoga, within parenthesis karma yoga. Therefore, Bharata, slaying with the sword of knowledge this doubt about the self, comma, which is born of ignorance, comma, which is rooted in the mind, comma, get up and take to yoga, karma yoga. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So next class what I'll do is I will summarize the 4th chapter, and you can keep your Bhagavad Gita book handy. We will chant sections of verses and then summarize those sections. And so we will devote the next class to that. So we will meet in about 10 minutes or so, and you all can be on the call